This happened to me last October. I don't tell this story often because I still don't know what really happened. And honestly, I'm not sure I want to know, but I need to get it out. Maybe someone out there has heard something similar. Maybe someone can explain it. It started with a drive, just a normal drive. I was heading home after visiting my cousin in the next town over. It was late, maybe 11 p.m., and I was tired. You know how it is. The kind of tired where your eyes feel heavy and the road seems to stretch on forever. I took a shortcut through the woods. Big mistake. Huge. The road was narrow, barely 2 lanes, and the trees loomed over it like they were trying to swallow it whole. My headlights barely cut through the darkness. I remember thinking how quiet it was. No other cars, no animals, just silence. And then I saw it. A car. Parked on the side of the road, just sitting there, engine off, lights out. It was an old sedan, the kind you'd see in a junkyard. Rusted, dented, and empty. Or so I thought. I slowed down. I don't know why. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was that feeling you get when something just isn't right. I rolled down my window, and that's when I heard it. A faint tapping. It was coming from inside the car. At first, I thought it was my imagination. You know, the kind of thing your brain cooks up when you're tired and alone in the middle of nowhere. But then it got louder. Tap, 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 like someone was knocking on glass. I froze. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. I told myself to drive away, just go, but I couldn't. I don't know why, it was like something was pulling me closer. I stepped out of my car. The air was cold and the smell of damp leaves and pine filled my nose. The tapping stopped. For a moment, everything was still. And then I saw him. There was a man in the driver's seat. He was slumped over the wheel, his face pressed against the glass. His eyes, they were wide open, staring right at me. But he wasn't moving. He wasn't breathing. I stumbled back, my mind screaming at me to run. But before I could, the car's engine roared to life. The headlights flicked on, blinding me. I shielded my eyes, and when I looked again, the car was gone. I don't know how long I stood there. My legs felt like they were made of stone. Eventually, I got back in my car and drove home. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. The next morning, I went back. I had to know. I had to see if it was real. But there was nothing. No car. No man. Just an empty stretch of road and the same oppressive silence. I told the police, of course. They searched the area, but they didn't find anything. No tire tracks, no signs of a struggle, nothing. Sometimes I wonder if I imagined it, if it was just my tired mind playing tricks on me. But then, why do I still hear that tapping? Why do I see his face every time I close my eyes? And why, every now and then, do I see that same rusted sedan in my rearview mirror, just sitting there, watching me? I don't drive through the woods anymore, but I think it's still out there, waiting.